Thanks for joining me for this yoga class. If you have a couple blocks handy or a blanket to cushion underneath your knees, feel free to grab those and have them handy for our class today. As always, feel free to participate at your own pace, doing what feels best for your own body. And if you need to adjust things or hold things longer or move a little slower, that's totally fine. Maybe it feels better to use a chair to do some of these poses too, and that's okay. So feel free to take the liberty to adjust what you need out of this class for your own body today. So finding the top edge of our mat, feet together. Let's take an inhale with an overhead reach of the arms. And an exhale, just let the arms float down by your sides again. Let's repeat that, just noticing how the shoulders feel. And then allowing the arms to float back down. Last time, inhale, overhead reach. Exhale, arms can float down. From here, we'll take some shoulder shrugs, taking the shoulders and reaching them up towards the ears. Roll them back and let them rest in a down position. And again, all the way up to the ears. Roll them back and let them release in that down position. Moving on to our neck. Slowly shift the chin towards the chest. Let's let the head hang here for a moment. Notice any stretching in the back part of the neck. And now take the head back to middle. Turning the head towards one direction. Just notice how far the head wants to turn. And back to middle. And over towards the other direction. And back to middle. If you want to take your head back, if you know that you feel comfortable and balanced with that, feel free. And then bring the head back to your middle position. From here, let's soften through the knees, meaning we're going to bend the knees and reach down towards the mat or blocks. So if you feel like the floor is a little far away here, just grab those blocks, have them handy, and then you can use those to rest on. And take a moment to notice how this feels in the back part of your legs, maybe in your low back or the back of the neck area. And then we're going to add a halfway lift. So we're going to lengthen the spine. Lift like you're lengthening through the crown of your head here. And you can kind of come to your fingertips of wherever you're at, or you can even use your hands on your shins or thighs here to support you. And then folding forward again. Bending through the knees, we're going to press through the feet and power through your legs to find a chair position. So we're going to come upright, our legs feel strong. We're finding lengthening through the spine again. And now just feel this openness across the chest. And then all the way to standing. Let's take an inhale, overhead reach. And exhale, arms to heart center, where we're going to interlace the hands. And then press the hands so that they're facing outward. And we're going to round the spine, bend the knees a little bit and tuck the chin as we press the hands out. And then we stand tall as we bring the arms in. And now reach the arms overhead. And back down. Repeating. So bend the knees a little bit, round the spine, tuck the chin, press the arms outward. And back in, standing tall, reach the arms up overhead. Last time, round the spine, bend the knees a little bit, press the arms out. Back in, standing tall, press the arms up overhead. And release the arms down by your sides. Take another shoulder shrug all the way up to the ears. Roll them back and allow them to rest in that down position. Softening through the knees. Let's fold forward towards the mat or the blocks here. And then we'll plant the hands and let's step back for our down dog. one step at a time. And if down dog doesn't work for you, feel free to just make your way to hands and knees right away, and we'll meet you there. Otherwise, if you want to pause in your down dog, pressing through your hands, and you can shift the heels towards the mat, and it's okay if they don't touch. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Then slowly lowering the knees towards the ground, we find our hands and knees. And then from here, we're going to move into our cat and cow. On the inhale, dropping the navel towards the mat. On the exhale, rounding the spine, all parts of the spine. And then moving at your own pace here, feeling free to just explore sensations through your spine. Notice areas that maybe feel like they're moving okay, and maybe there's a little twingy feeling with other movements or in other areas of the spine. We'll do one more like this. And then we'll find hands and knees. Let's take knees wide. And we'll sit back for our child's pose. So rocking the hips towards the heels, reaching the arms forward and resting the head on the mat. Now, if we're taking care of shoulders and this doesn't work so well, you can always bend your elbows here to take some of the pressure off the shoulders. So feel free to modify as works best for your body. Once you're in this position, take a deep inhale and really feel the breath expand out the posterior or the back part of each rib cage side. And so we're really expanding on the height of that inhale. And then a nice long exhale. One more breath like that. And then let's rock forward to find our hands and knees. And from here, we're going to tuck our toes and move back into down dog, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Again, always the option to skip this down dog. If it doesn't work for your shoulders or for your hands, that's okay. And now let's lower the knees again. We're going to come into a half kneel position. So let's go ahead and help that right leg up in front of you. So we're in what's called half kneel here. Finding the point of balance where we have a nice upright posture, we're engaging through our core muscles. Let's take the right arm towards the hip and the left arm can reach tall. So just picture a lengthening and elongation through that whole left side of the body. And then with that length, we can either hold here or add a gentle lean towards the right. Making sure that we're breathing as we're holding this. And then let's come back to our middle position, upright position. Taking both arms up overhead. Inhale and a gentle twist towards your right. The left hand can come to the right knee. We're going to move a little bit with this. So a little twist and then back overhead again. Inhale and then exhale back, twisting towards the right. Last time, inhale, lift. Really squeezing the left rear to help you here. Exhale, twist any amount. And then back up to center. Arms to heart center. Let's reach down for the floor, or this is another place you can always use those blocks to help you with these transitions. We'll take the right knee down and bring the left leg up. Finding our tall spine position, squeezing the right rear this time to help us with that pelvic stability. Left hand to hip, right hand reaches overhead. Lengthen through that right side. And then if we want to, we can add a little lean towards the left. And back towards center. Nice work. We'll take both arms up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, a gentle twist towards your left. So the right hand can reach for that left knee, and we'll just flow a little bit back and forth with this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. And then back overhead. Arms can come to heart center. We're reaching down for the floor or blocks to help us, and we're going to bring that left leg underneath us. Planting the hands here, let's tuck the toes. We're going to make our way back to standing through down dog. So again, if you want to skip down dog, just meet us in that standing. Otherwise, we're pausing in this down dog, letting the heels sink towards the mat. Breath in and deep breath out. Nice long exhale. And now we can walk our feet towards the hands. When we run out of space, just bend through the knees a little bit. Power through your feet and legs as you rise up to standing. Inhale, overhead lift. Exhale, arms to heart center. And take a pause for a moment here. Notice your body. So let's just take a moment to feel the feet grounded into the mat. Notice the position of our knees, our hips, our spine, our head on top of our spine. Now we've stacked our posture so we're all nice and upright. Let's shift our weight into the right leg. And we're going to step that left leg back to find a warrior one. With a back heel down, toes can be out slightly. And finding this reach with our fingertips here, like we're feeling a stretch from the back heel all the way up to the front of the left thigh and through the fingertips. The right knee is tracking forward and our right leg is feeling strong. Breath in and breath out. Again, taking another breath here. Arms coming to heart center. We're going to reach down for the floor or blocks. So as we straighten up that right knee, we're going to shift our upper body forward. And then reaching down, now you can take hold with hands to mat, or if the mat is a bit far away, use your blocks, and we can always use those blocks at different heights here. We want to feel that right hip pulling towards the back a little bit. And now let's re-bend that right knee. We're going to shift our blocks or hands in front of us just a few inches. Come onto the right foot, take a little leg lift with that left leg, just lifting the leg any amount, and then we can bend the right knee as we place that leg back down on the ground. From here then, we're going to engage our belly muscles. We can bring our hands closer to our right leg, right hand to right thigh, and we're going to swivel up into warrior two. Left arm up and around, and now we're facing the long edge of the mat here. Pressing the right thigh outward. From this warrior two position, feeling strong and grounded through both legs. Let's go ahead and reverse the warrior. Left arm down, right arm lifts. And then back around to find warrior two, letting the shoulders sink away from the ears. Breathing in and breathing out. Now we're going to add just a little bow and arrow move here. So we're going to take the left hand and reach it and follow it with our head. So go ahead and turn your head towards your left hand and then follow that hand as it comes around towards the right hand. The palms are now going to be facing each other here. So we're getting a little twist in our rib cage. Now bend the elbow of that left arm, follow the hand, and let's open that arm back out towards the side. Good, trying again, reaching that arm around. Bending the elbow, opening back around. Last time with this. Bending the elbow, following that hand as we open out. Nice work. Breath in, breath out. Grounding again through warrior two. From here, taking arms to heart center, we're going to lift the left heel, pivot around to face the front, and bending that right knee will reach down for the floor or blocks, and we can take that back knee down here. Enjoying a hip stretch. Feel length through your spine. Breath in and out. And now shifting your way back towards that back leg, and you can take the blocks with you. We'll straighten up that right knee, reaching the ankle up and feeling the stretch down the back part of that right leg. Breath in and breath out. And now rebending through that right knee. We can shift the blocks forward. We're going to tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, and we're going to step off that back leg and bring it on in. So both feet are together now, taking a little knee bend, and then rising up to standing. Inhale, overhead lift. Exhale, arms to heart center. Taking a pause here. Breathe in, breathe out. Go ahead and notice your body. Notice the feet again. And then the knees, the hips, the spine, and we're stacking that posture, so head right on top of the spine. This time, rooting through your left leg, we're gonna step the right leg back to find our warrior one. And so back heel is down, toe is out, and then taking the arms up here, and staying for a moment in this warrior one, where we're really feeling the back heel and foot, maybe the stretch in the front of that right thigh, a reach through the fingertips. Feeling the front left knee is tracking forward. And now arms to heart center. We're going to straighten up that left leg, and we're reaching our way down towards blocks or floor here. And so again, feel free to adjust your block level to the level that your body needs to support you here. Feeling the left hip pull posterior towards the back. And now we're going to rebend that left knee, shifting the blocks in front just a little bit, or our hands on the mat. Lifting that back leg any amount. So taking that leg lift. And then we're bending the left knee and we're placing the right leg down. Now we're going to shift our left hand a little closer towards us, and then power through your legs as we cartwheel the right arm up and over to find warrior two. So that left knee is bent and we're pressing the left thigh outward as far as it wants to go. Finding the solid warrior two here. Grounding through both feet, breathing in, breathing out. Let's reverse the warrior. Right arm down, left arm lifts. And back through to find warrior two. Breath in, breath out. From here, let's turn our head so that we're facing the right arm. We're going to do our little bow and arrow move on this side. So right hand pulls around, follow that arm, palm towards left palm. So we end up with a bit of a twist in that rib cage. Bend the right elbow, open up that arm. Follow the hand with the head. And again, reaching around. Bend the right elbow. Open up the arm. Last time. Reaching that arm around. Bend the elbow. Open up the arm. Breath in and breath out. Taking arms to heart center, we're going to lift the right heel and pivot over towards the front of the room again, towards the left leg. And now reaching down for floor or blocks, we're going to take that right knee down, the back knee down. And then we're enjoying a bit of a hip stretch here. So just shifting our hips forward any amount, making sure that the front knee is not going way past the foot. If that's the case, then we want to bring that foot forward a little bit so that the knee is not going quite past the toe of that left leg. Feeling length through the crown of your head here. And then we're going to shift our way back towards that back knee. We can take the blocks with us as we straighten out that front knee any amount, and then pull the ankle up, toes towards nose. So again, any amount, we may need to keep a little bend in that front knee, that's okay. And one leg may feel different than the other leg. And then we're rebending that left knee. And we're going to shift our way towards the left leg again. So tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, press off that back foot to bring it on in. And now soft through the knees, because again, we're going to power through those feet and legs to rise up. Inhale, overhead lift. Exhale, arms to heart center. Take a pause here, breath in, breath out. And now for a little bit of balance work, let's shift into your left leg. Feel free to grab a wall. If you want to just walk over to a wall at home and hang on, that's totally fine. Or you can take a chair and hold on to if you want some extra support. Rooting through your left leg, we'll take our right leg up just above the ankle with a knee turned out to find our tree pose. So the other option here is to rest your right foot on a block too. So if you find it's a little too much to stand just on one leg, we can have that other leg on the block or resting comfortably on the shin. And of course, if tree pose is part of your regular practice, you can take your leg all the way up to the inner thigh, whatever works best for you. Finding our breath here, finding stability. Feel the left outer hip squeeze, tightening through the core. And then if you want to, we can take our arms up. Just finding some equal breath, calming the breath to help us with our muscle control and our balance. Oftentimes finding a spot just in front of your mat to focus on can be quite helpful with our balance poses. And now arms to heart center. We're going to lower the arms and lower the right leg, moving right away onto the left leg. Or lifting the left leg. So the right leg is grounding us, taking the tree pose with the left leg lifting. So any variation of tree pose that works for you today. Breathing in, breathing out, working on finding that focal point with your eyes and the relaxed equal ratio breath. Taking arms to heart center now, and slowly lowering that left leg back down towards the mat. Take a moment to do some ankle circles and give your legs a bit of a shake. Re-grounding your feet. Let's soften through the knees and roll down towards the mat. We're going to step back to down dog. Taking an inhale and an exhale. And then as we're ready, lowering the knees down and making our way over towards a seated position with one leg tucked in and one leg out towards the side. Finding length through our spine here. We're going to reach down towards the leg that's out. And the other arm can just rest on your thigh, or we can reach up and over. And now taking our arm back over, let's swap legs. Left leg out, right leg tucks in. Finding length through the spine, reaching down for the leg that's out. Other arm up and over. And now back around. From here, we're going to swivel our way onto our back. And so once you're there, feel free to keep your knees bent. And on our back, we'll move into some bridge. I've got some nice sunshine here shining in. So placing our hands down by our sides, press into your feet, and then let's lift the hips. So we want to make sure that we're pressing into all four corners of our legs here. Lifting the hips, keeping those thighs parallel. Sometimes it feels nice to interlace the arms underneath you, kind of wiggle the shoulder blades towards each other. And then let's lower back down, release the arms. Taking a little side motion with the knees here. Let's keep the feet and knees hip distance apart and just let the knees fall over to one side. It feels nice, I think, to have the arms out to the sides here with the palms facing up. And let's just enjoy some breath here. On the inhale, feel the belly expand, and then feel the rib cage expand. And direct the air up towards the collarbones and then back out. So try 2 or 3 breaths that way. Notice at the height of your inhale, maybe some stretching through the right side body. And now let's bring the knees back towards middle and over to the other side. Same thing here, 2 or 3 breaths. We're really focusing or working on our intentional 3-part breath. Belly, rib cage, let the air move up towards the collarbones and then back out. Shifting the knees back towards midline, let's take our butterfly stretch, feet together, knees coming wide. This is another great place to really focus in on your diaphragmatic breathing, mindful breathing. So on the inhale, feeling the rise of the belly. On the exhale, a nice long exhale as the belly draws downward. And then drawing the knees back towards midline. Let's take both legs out straight. And we're going to cross the right leg over top of the left leg. And now shift your legs to the lower left angle of your mat, lower left corner of your mat. And then taking the arms overhead, you can interlace them or even just have the palms facing each other. We're going to shift the upper body over towards the left, but we're keeping the right shoulder blade downward on the mat. And so here too, bringing our awareness to our breath, it's a nice place to really get some right side intercostal stretching, the area between each rib on the right rib cage. And so on your inhale, you feel the rise of the belly and the expansion of that rib cage. And then on the exhale, the reverse. And so just notice areas that you're feeling stretching here. I call this the banana stretch, so we're kind of shifting into that banana shape with our body. Really getting the whole right side connective tissue and fascia in a gentle stretch position, and then adding our breath with it to allow the nervous system to relax and to release as able. Then let's bring the legs back to middle, bring the arms back to your sides just to give the shoulders a break for a moment. And we're going to swap the cross of the legs, so the left leg crosses over the right leg. Shift the legs over towards the right side of the mat. Shift the upper body over towards the right side of the mat. And then we're taking our arms up, either interlacing them or just having the palms facing each other. So we're shifting that banana shape to curve the other way, keeping the left side of the rib cage downward. And now doing our breath awareness in this position. So we may be feeling that intercostal stretching between the ribs of the left side. So the rise of the belly and the expansion of the rib cage on the inhale. And then the reverse on the exhale. And take that moment as you're breathing to just notice side to side differences. Maybe it feels similar, maybe different compared to the other side. If we have one side that's a little more dominant than the other, we may have a little more tightness down that whole side. One more breath in and out here. And then we're shifting our body back to midline. Feel free to bring the arms back down, bending the knees. Take a side to side windshield wiper motion with the legs there to release tension in the low back. And then I invite you to join me for a short Shavasana. And as always, after we're done, feel free to stop the video and set your own timer for another 5 to 10 minutes of intentional diaphragmatic breath awareness, where you give yourself permission to be still, to notice your body, to notice the senses, and everything to do with your breathing. From here, I invite you with your eyes closed to feel your feet in contact with a mat. And if your knees are out straight, maybe you're feeling your heels in contact with the mat. Notice sensations that are arising from your legs, sensations without judgment. So perhaps it's pressure, perhaps it's warmth, tingling, any other sensations that your body can process coming from your legs. Work your way up from your ankles towards your knees, towards your thighs and hips. And now let's bring our awareness to our low back. And we're going to trace a line from the lower spine all the way up the spine, one vertebrae at a time. In your mind's eye, just really following that line, connecting all parts of your spine all the way till you get to the top of the spine. And now let's take our awareness to the right shoulder, elbow, and wrist, feeling that whole right hand be heavy. And now the left shoulder, wrist, and hand, feeling that left hand feel heavy. Both arms feeling heavy and connected. Taking our awareness and attention now to our neck muscles, and then our facial muscles, allowing a relaxation behind each eye to occur and each jaw. And now picturing the whole body resting comfortably on the mat, relaxed, feeling in control, and cultivating a sense of gratitude. And this is where I invite you then to just go ahead and stop the video and continue that relaxation with gratitude in mind. Using your breath awareness to help your nervous system relax and feel in control. Thank you, as always, for joining me in this practice today.